Welcome to Lanier National Speedway, site of tonight's Fort Worth Screen Printing Dirt Street Stock Tour Series race number 1 of a 15-week schedule. We have a sizable field for you tonight. We have 16 cars out on track. Quite the field here. We get 2 races. First race is 30 laps, then we invert the field and run 40 laps. Should be a good time. Welcome on in. Let's try to quickly run through our starting lineup. Presented by our friends at Labor 12. Should give us 2 pace laps here to try and get this knocked out. If we can find our, there it is, Labor 12 starting lineup. Scott Elston has been random drawn the pole. Congrats to Scott on that. Let's see, trying to get things working here. Kenny Frisbee is going to start second in the number 11. Joey Brewer will be third in that red and white Camaro. Corey Deal, the purple number 6, will be 4th. Quinn Newton in that green 5 starts in 5th. Chris Alkire, the Navy 43, starts in 6th. Harrison Whitehead, the 84 Monster Hoonigan machine, starts 7th. Damon Nagel, Trevor Project Gold Purple car in 8th. Ian Montrose, the black and yellow number 1, starts in 9th. Ashton Tackwell, the red and white 25, he'll roll off 10th. Nathan Lafayette, the 00 Penguin car, starts in 11th. Will Ashenbrander Budweiser car starts 12th. Cody Ernest in the 88, he'll roll off 13th. Henry Koloff starts the 63 and 14th. Blake Giglio, he'll start 15th in the 16, easy to say, the M9 Silver Machine. And Lucas Hoisma in the 97, he'll start shotgun on the field in 16th. Good luck to all your favorite drivers out there. Thanks Labor 12 for the starting lineup music. Pace trucks off, and we're set to do 30 laps here in our first feature. Field heads into turn number 1. Bunch of them making contact. The 6 is getting knocked all kinds of sideways, and Corey Deal goes all the way around. That'll probably be our first yellow. See us backwards on the racetrack. Corey Deal and Quinn Newton arguing over space there. Did not go well for Corey Deal. See if we can get a quick replay on the number 6 purple machine and get the race chat back in here. Let's see how the drivers are feeling about that one. Jump it back and see what happens to Corey. See the 5 Quinn Newton Mountain Dew machine sliding up and into Corey as Corey was trying to get down, looked like to the bottom, and then the 1 of Montrose into Quinn couldn't get off of Corey Deal. And Corey ends up going around in the 6. And we get our first caution right away, and then Corey, just for fun, banging off of Lucas, saying hello. So we get our first caution on lap number 1. Scott Elston currently shown as the leader. The Trevor Project sponsoring both races tonight. Appreciate everyone over at the Trevor Project. You're getting the awareness out for that program. So we have Trevor Project the Dirt Race and Trevor Project Daytona Race in Xfinity a little bit later on. Watching the 35 ride behind the pace truck. Lights are out on said pace truck, so we should be getting restarted here in just a moment. Thank you for the follow as we get back to the action. Scott Elston and Kenny Frisbee storm off into turn number 1. Brewer wraps it around the bottom. He's going to get alongside Kenny Frisbee in the 11. See that middle groove's pretty worn out, so he's holding it right down against the wall, trying to get ground on that black 11 of Kenny Frisbee. And our second caution waves. Looks like Damon Nagel has tried to exit the track. I don't want to end up in there.
183.
Let's see what happened to him.
I got 25.
Oh, he bounces off of Bandio and ends up there.
Very good.
84, the 43, and the 86 all right here together. Bandio loses the back end, slides up the track, caps the right rear of the 86, turns him up to the outside wall. He gasses it up, trying to get it turned around. That's how he ended up all the way up in there. Trying not to go a lap down. We'll see if he stays on the lead lap.
My brake bias has returned.
That is an old inside joke if you've been around Sidefinder. Ian Montrose used to set his brake bias to 43, which was Bandio's car. I am casting the races. Hi, Tiger. How are you? Welcome in. Team Meatball Racing, yeah. That's an old school throwback too. Welcome back, Chris Alkire. Looks like Quinn Newton's already lost the nose on that car, so he'll have to try and keep it cool. Caution laps don't count, so we could be here for a while tonight, as this is week 1. Usually a little bumpy the first week as the field gets used to racing one another. Elston, Brewer, Frisbee, Newton, and the 84 of Whitehead in the top 5. 4 of Brewer catches the outside fence there as Frisbee tries to hang on to second. Newton charging in there. See Bandio riding the wall a little bit further back. A hell of a battle going on mid-pack. They're 3 and 4 wide. Blake Giglio trying to come through all the traffic. Blake also one of our best road or dirt racers here in SRL. Scott Elston continuing to lead. Kenny Frisbee, Joey Brewer. Here comes Whitehead. He's up to 4th, battling the 5 of Quinn Newton for that spot. And you have the 1 of Montrose, the 88 of Cody Ernest making his way to the front. And here comes that 16 of Giglio, once a pro dirt driver on iRacing. Definitely want to keep an eye on that 16 machine. Oh, the 6 and 43 make heavy contact back towards the back, but they keep them straight. Elston getting pressure now from Kenny Frisbee and Joey Brewer. And then have Whitehead and Newton. Top 5 kind of single file now. Here comes the 88 of Ernest. He's battling the 1 of Montrose, and here comes Giglio. He's in the middle of 3 wide. Ernest and Giglio, both former champions of this series, 88 and 16. There's Whitehead all the way up to the top now, and Ernest has made his way into the top 5. Ernest seems to make that bottom work better than anyone. Oof. Kenny Frisbee in the 4. Brewer almost made contact as the yellow waves.
Sorry.
Looks like maybe Ian Montrose heard the apology on the radio. Let's go back and see how the 1 goes around. Ian just kind of a little bit down from the wall. I don't think the 00 expected it. Took him by surprise, and around goes the 1 of Montrose. You heard 00 own up to it. Let's take a look on the far chase, see how much room he had to the wall. And it just took Ian a little bit longer to straighten out the car than maybe the 00 expected. Lafayette, unable to stay off of Montrose, turns them around. We get our 3rd caution. Had a nice little green flag stretch in there, though. That was good to see. Hopefully we'll get some more of that as the night goes along. Elston, still your leader. Switched over to that new Camaro nose, and now he is flying. Kenny Frisbee, a solid 2nd right now. Joey Brewer, he was regular season champ last season. Up there in the 3rd spot. Then you have the 84 newcomer Whitehead. Harrison Whitehead joining the series. See the full field filing out there. Lights are out on our pace truck. We're set for another restart here in very short order. And there it is. As soon as pace truck got off the track, Scott Elston jumped on the loud pedal. He clears to the lead. Try to hang on with this battle in the top 5. See Blake Giglio and Cody Ernest trying to make their way through 20 laps to figure it out. Scott Elston was fastest in practice, but he did get here before everybody else, so he had the fresh track. Tends to help in dirt racing. Which class are they? This is dirt street stock. Dirt street stock cars is the class. And it is wild up here. They're all packed together. Nobody's getting away. ABC, these are rookie, really. This is where you start on dirt. We're mostly an asphalt group, so this is kind of our series for our asphalt folks to figure out the dirt, have some fun. We get the battle for the lead here. Cody Ernest, as we said, making that bottom work for him. And he is going to get ahead of Scott Elston. He leaves him at the top. Just out of courtesy, though, as Ernest has the faster line down the low side. And Ernest to the lead takes it away from Scott Elston. Now Joey Brewer tries to get by Elston as the bottom line starting to find some speed. Blake Giglio's working down there as well as he makes contact with Elston. And Kenny Frisbee tried to take advantage to get to his inside. I think Giglio's going to prevail here eventually. I don't think he likes being off the bottom in the middle there. Nice side-by-side race for the third spot as Kenny Frisbee pushes Giglio up the track. Then the 84 of Whitehead trying to take advantage and jump in there. Yeah, this is a hosted league race there, Tiger. That's why there's yellow flags for these. Up front, Brewer. Cody Ernest have driven away. Now Blake Giglio in third. Brewer keeping the pressure on Ernest. Both of them running low, as is Giglio and Whitehead. Kenny Frisbee kind of the first one up the track in fifth right now. Scott Elston sixth. You have Quinn Newton, Nathan Lafayette, then Lucas Weitzman, Corey Deal battling in the back part of the top 10. You see Damon Nagel, and Henry Koloff, Ian Montrose, Ashton Tackwell, and Chris Alkires on the pit lane. Will Ashton has taken his car to the pit lane. Internet crashed, says Oddball, so that's what happened to the 83 team. Got a report there of why that machine is on the pit lane. Mechanical failure for the Budweiser car. Good morning, Johnny Outlaw. How are you, sir? Welcome on in. Good to see you. Cody Ernest, Joey Brewer, top two. Blake Giglio, third. Whitehead, fourth. Then you have Quinn Newton, Scott Elston battling for the last spot in the top five. Elston led much of this first of the two feature races we have for you. As we said, we'll run 30-lap feature, then we'll invert the field and run a 40-lap feature. And a fourth caution waves. Looks like Corey Deal in the 6 car has been collected once again. Let's see what happens to the 6. Who's Rocco's last name? It's there it is, Lafayette and the 6. Corey Deal come together. Looks like Corey gets up the track a little bit and into the left rear of the 00, and they go around together. Couple cars skate by on the outside there, narrow misses, and that took us under our caution once again. Watch the racing you wish you were in. I wish you were in it too, buddy. I wish you were in it too. So Ernest gets to be regrouped with the field once again, much to his dismay. Him and Brewer had kind of gotten away from Giglio, but now Giglio gets to close right in. Harrison Whitehead in the 4 spot, waiting to lurk. Scott Elston, he had led most of this thing, falling back to the 5th spot. Remember, qualifying is a random draw, so the fast guys normally have to make their way back to the front. And then we're going to invert the field and do it to them again. All good, Tiger. Don't worry about being new. We were all new once. Questions are good. That's how you learn. Hopefully those of you on YouTube are having fun. My chat's not quite working for you guys at the moment. Cody Ernest gets a huge jump and then hugs right down by the wall. The 4 of Brewer gets up the track. Giglio tries to get up there and complete a pass. Didn't quite have him clear. He's going to try to charge in here and drift it up the track in front of the 4. Brewer cut off his avenue, and Blake Giglio takes over second. Brewer no choice with the hang back in third. The 84 of Whitehead right there trying to take third away from Brewer. They go single file. Scott Elston, Quinn Newton, Lucas Hoisman. Here we go 3 wide. That's David Nagel in the bottom 11. Kenny Frisbee 97. Lucas Hoisman. Laps winding down. Only 6 to go here at Lanier National Speedways. Contact Quinn Newton and the 5. That sends the 5 down into the 11. Then Quinn Newton goes for a helicopter ride. That 5 car got punished. Heavy hit for the 5. Quinn Newton smoking heavily. He's going to have to take the fast repair. Sure, we'll see him turn down the pit lane. Kind of, eventually. Caution laps don't count, so he's not going to go a lap down here. That happened when him and his teammate Lucas Hoitzma got together. I don't know if they didn't know they were 3 wide. Kind of got together, and that turned him down into the car on the inside lane. Kenny Frisbee. And that put the 5 into the inside walls. See if we can take a quick look here once again, although we watched it live. Let's get the drones out. There's the first contact, and then there's the second, and Quinn Newton just, nothing he could do, goes for the ride into the fence. Tough break for Quinn. I know he likes the dirt stuff. He's got the car fixed back up. He'll be on the lead lap, but he'll only have 5 laps to try and move forward from what appears to be 14th. As the 43 Navy machine's gone multiple laps down. Hayes trucks off. Giglio's trying to cheat the start a little bit and time it. Didn't get it. What an angle that is. Cody Ernest diving down into the corner. Field racing towards us there. That was a cool shot. Cody Ernest out into the lead. Blake Giglio, Joey Brewer, then Harrison Whitehead. They've kind of separated themselves from the pack back here. Scott Elston, the 97 of Lucas Heusma, the 11 Kenny Frisbee, the 86 David Nagel. They are locked in a tight battle. Things up front seem kind of settled. 5th on back's where the fun is. Scott Elston trying to stay alongside Heusma. Heusma staying patient on the bottom. Brewer is actually putting the pressure on Giglio, trying to take that 2nd spot away. Nothing doing at the moment. Heusma finally clears to the 5th spot. Scott Elston now has Damon Nagel, his teammate, working to his inside. Then you got Frisbee and Corey Deal battling for the 8th spot. It's action all over the place right now. 2 laps to go for Cody Ernest. He holds off the 16 of Giglio and the 62 of Joey Brewer for now. He's catching the lap car, which would be the lap car of Ian Montrose. So on the final lap, Cody Ernest down the backstretch. No pressure from Blake Giglio at the moment as he wraps the car down through 3 and 4. Cody Ernest will pick up the first win of the season. Feature number 1 goes to Cody Ernest. Blake Giglio picks up 2nd, and Joey Brewer your top 3. If we could get the top 3 to the waiting room for your interviews after feature number 1, please and thank you. Ask Scott to save the replay and send it so you can grab the pixel later. I will do just that. Scott should be hearing that. He's usually listening to the broadcast. Cody Ernest, Blake Giglio to the waiting room along with Joey Brewer, please. And we'll try to get your cars all lined up and have something on the screen for you guys to look at while we interview them. Jump this back here. There we go. And we'll go see who's waiting for us right now. Hopefully we got somebody in there. We got Joey. There's Cody. Cody, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, it's a good way to start the season, picking up the win in the very first race. You had quite the field out there, lots of traffic to deal with. How was it out there?
It was pretty good. Just trying to stay out of the way, trying to just keep my head straight and just move up through, you know.
And 4.
It was fun.
Well, you got it done. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for this feature 1 win.
Yeah, I'd like to give a big thanks to everyone over at TNT, Tim and Steven and all those guys. And then I'd like to thank Always Racing and Flow Vision.
10-4. Well,
you
congrats.
guys.
You're going to start, I believe, 16th in this second feature. What's it going to be like to try and get back through in 40 laps?
I don't know. It could be easy or it could be rough. It depends on how everything goes.
10-4. Well, good luck. We'll see how you navigate the traffic.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Oh, went to the wrong spot. Now we'll go get Blake. Blake finished 2nd there. Blake, DG, you got a copy?
How's it going?
Well, we brought it home P2. What did you maybe need to try and get that last spot?
Just some more talent. I couldn't really quite figure it out there. Couldn't really do what I wanted, so we'll see how this next feature goes. Good points to start, though, I feel like, so see what we can do and see if we can continue getting some good points races here.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, right? 2nd's not too bad, And, well, you got, about 15 cars to go through now. How do you feel about all the traffic tonight?
It'll be fun. I enjoy trying to race my way through stuff like that, so it'll be a fun little challenge, and hopefully we can get a good finish here.
10-4. Well, congrats on that P2, and we'll see what you can do.
Thanks.
Mr. Joey, DG, do you got a copy?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. Well, that was a good way to start the season. A nice podium in the first race. Now you're going to be starting very deep in the field. How do we feel about coming through the traffic in 40 laps?
40 laps. I think if you can dodge the initial wreck, you can work yourself, say, halfway through the field by lap probably 10.
It's going to be quite entertaining, I believe. It was fun to watch them come with the few guys on the random draw having to come through the field. Now they're all going to have to come through the field. It's very entertaining from the booth, let me tell you. If you ever get bored of racing, come up here and join me. All right, bud. Well, congrats on the strong run there in feature number 1, picking up a podium spot. You got any quick shout-outs here before we let you go?
Joey B's Wraps, Sweet Ride, Full Throttle Apparel, Delmore Racing, Richard First Services, Caleb Simmons Racing, and Crispin Computer Solutions.
Your mic sounds better this season. I'm excited.
Yeah, I fixed it after that.
Nice. All right, bud. Get on out of here and try to get you some in feature number 2.
All right. Hopefully we'll talk to you again.
Joey Brewer in the 4/62. He changed his number but didn't change his paint yet, and he's his own rap guy, so he has to yell at himself for that. Sorry for the confusion. We try to make them put the right number on, but it doesn't always work. All right, we're going to round out this warm-up. We got about a minute left in warm-up as the drivers prepare for feature number 2. Yes, Whitehead almost made it back through there. Thank you for the follow, McLean. I don't even know what I want to call you. I know who you are. I just I have a hard time calling people certain names. I can call you McLevin because that's what it reminds me of. I can call you McLean. I can call you McLean. There's a lot of things. You have to tell me what it actually is. Always read it. 40 seconds left here. Then we jump into feature 2. We're adding 10 laps and we're inverting the field. Let's use out on track. There's Kenny Frisbee. Also have Blake Giglio out on track. Ashton Tackwell. Ian Montrose is rolling in the pit lane. Last few seconds of this little warm-up tick-off. They added that just so I could interview people, so I appreciate them for that. Should be a real fun one tonight in Daytona as well for the Xfinity Series race. Big field on paper. We'll see how many actually bring the haulers out to the track. That is the end of our warm-up. Wow, that was an interesting camera shot. I think that was Montrose that just landed right on top of the camera. Entertaining. All right. Here we go. Feature number 2. Grid 'em up. Trevor Project doubleheader. And that doesn't mean just these 2 races. They're also sponsoring the Xfinity race a little later on. Will Asherbrenner, if his internet was working, he could be out on the front row. Let's grab Scott real quick. Hey, Scott.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Will Asherbrenner said make sure you save the replay and give it to him so he can do the photos.
Okay, 10-4.
Thanks.
Yep.
Put Scott back where he goes. Asherbrenner not going to be fielded in this one, it looks like. Don't think he was able to get back in. And we're rolling, so no Asherbrenner in this race. 15 cars will be rolling off here. We'll go ahead and run through our starting lineup. Once again, presented by our friends at Labor 12. Graves, Alkire, Mr. Bandio, and the Navy Machine's going to be starting on the pole. I know it says second, but, you know. Ian Montrose start alongside, then Nathan Lafayette, Quinn Newton, Ashton Tackwell, Henry Koloff, then Kenny Frisbee, Scott Elson and Corey Deal, your top 10, then Damon Nagel in 11th, Lucas Weitzman 12th. You have Harrison Whitehead 13th, Joey Brewer in 14th, Blake Giglio 15th, and Cody Ernest winning feature 1 gets to start tail end of the field. That's how they are inverted to start feature number 2. Ian Montrose gets to move up to the front row. Have to wait for the green on initial start, and there they go. Green flag in the air. Bandio in the 43 trying to get at least one lap led as he's trying to battle Ian Montrose here. Looks like he got a little out of shape up there in that high line. Montrose able to get ahead. The middle of the track very worn now, so we've had that qualifying session and the first race. Appreciate Labor 12 for that starting lineup music. Amtrak hauler is waiting at the gate at Daytona, man. They're ready to go in that second race. Ian Montrose, your leader now. Quinn Newton, saw him Struggle a little bit. Oh, 3 wide doesn't go well. Alkire, the 00, and they all go around. That has to be a caution eventually. Right? Right? There it is. Took a little bit. All right, let's unpack that. I think the 00 was in the middle of that at the start. That was a lot going on there. So you see the 43, the 00, and the 25. Here comes the 11 of Kenny Frisbee. They all just get too close together to try to get 4 cars in 1 car space. Does not go well. Too much congestion there. They all get tagged in there. Looks like Ashton Tackwell got into it a couple times. Let's see how things went for the 25 through here. He's right behind the 00 and 43. Here comes Kenny Frisbee up the middle. There's the contact, and he gets into the back of the 00 and then gets into the Corey Deal on the outside, and that ends up finally turning Tackwell around. 84 Whitehead. I don't know if he actually hits anything. Gets in there late. Let's see if we can find out. For the 84 fans out there, I think he just stops to avoid the contact. It's not a bad thing to do. This is what happens when the fast guys have to make his way through. Okay, he gets a little nose contact on the 43, but not bad. Car should be okay. Well, that was exciting. He's driving a Ford. They're strong. Mine always had electrical issues when I owned one. Pace truck's off. Here we go, back racing. 38 to go. Feature number 2. Montrose and Newton in the front row. And you have Call-Off and Deal row number 2. Call-Off trying to fight Newton for second here. 63 car. Working that inside bottom. Doesn't get the traction there, though. Montrose going to pull back ahead. Montrose right across the slick. Gets a ton of rotation in that car, but it doesn't seem to hurt him too bad. Montrose fighting Call-Off. Then you have Quinn Newton. There's Lafayette. Corey Deal up in the top 5. Here comes Lucas Hoytsma and Blake Giglio and Cody Ernest. The Sharks are making their way to the front. They got 5 cars ahead of them. They're 3 wide. Ernest, Hoytsma, and Deal. A little bit of contact, but they keep it straight. Up ahead, Call-Off trying to take the lead from Montrose while we're watching his 3 and 4 wide a little bit further back. It's like Call-Off able to get the top spot away from Montrose. Lafayette there in 3rd. Here comes the 88 of Ernest trying to get into the top 5. Corey Deal pushes Newton into the corner. Newton hangs on to it. Ernest is going to get up the track a little bit. Lafayette's bouncing off of him. These guys are trying to find a way through. We know they're fast. Newton's going to get too much rotation. That's going to tag Ernest. That's going to get Damon Nagel into the inside wall, and that's probably going to be a caution. Damon Nagel just pounded the inside wall, and there is indeed the second caution of this race. Man, there's a lot of good racing in there before that, though. Damon Nagel just, ouch. It's into the corner, and there Quinn's all crossed up, gets down into Ernest, and then Ernest, trying to avoid Newton, goes down into Damon Nagels. Damon Nagels coming in at a high rate of speed. Backs the nose off the 86 Trevor Project car. I'm sure he'll have to come down and get the fast repair for that one. And there he does indeed bring that car to the pit lane. Try to get that 86 fixed up. Fast guys trying to make their way back to the front after the field invert. See Tackwell also on the pit lane. So Call-Off was able to get the lead from Montrose. And Henry Call-Off out front. Montrose second. Corey Deal in 3rd. Nathan Lafayette 4th. And Cody Ernest has made his way up to 5th. Still 33 laps to go. Plenty of time for him to work on that top 4. And you have Blake Giglio and Lucas Hoytsma right there with him. You see Joey Brewer, Harrison Whitehead. I thought he'd be a little bit more of a factor. Whitehead had a really good opening run. He's outside the top 10 right now. We get the green flag right as cars are coming out of the pit lane. It's a little quicker than I thought it would be. You have Call-Off out front. Montrose trying to hold up the 6 of Corey Deal. Corey trying to move his way up through the podium spots. Take away second here if he can get up ahead of Montrose. But here comes Blake Giglio hot on his tail. Blake working that inside line has gotten around Cody Ernest. Ernest has fallen back to 7th. There's Ian Montrose on the high side. Giglio, Deal, and Call-Off all working the inside. Inside seems to be the way to go as the one of Montrose bounces it off the fence. Lucas Heusman now working the inside as well. That time Deal goes to the top with Montrose. Watch this battle for the 4th spot between the 1 and 97. Corey Deal, and we get our 3rd caution. Unfortunately, it looks like it was the 84 of Whitehead. Let's see what happens. Oh, the 11 of Kenny Frisbee tags him. 84 sliding through the middle. See how Frisbee gets up to him. I think he just misjudged that a little bit and caught him in the rear. Turns the 84 of Whitehead around. Back into the battle he goes. Needs to find that grip and stick it. Well, fortunately he went around. Call-Off out front. Deal now second. Yeah, Blake Giglio, Ian Montrose, and Lucas Heusma, your top 5. Cody Ernest slipped back a little bit there. He's now 7th in the 88. Feature number 1 winner was up to the 6th spot and was cracking on that top 5, but it's falling back a spot. And there's the 4/62 of Brewer. Scott Elston led a lot in that first feature. He's back there in 9th now. Quinn Newton, he's lost the nose again. Poor Quinn. Can't keep a nose on that car tonight. Field's lined up 2x2, getting ready for the restart once again. And there goes the pace truck. Call-Off gets us restarted. Giglio trying to launch to second here and take advantage of that inside line. Deal up the hill, gets into the outside wall. That's going to slow him down. Montrose going to take the spot. Deal turns it to the right to stay out of everyone's way. And I think that triggered the caution because he slowed down too much. Oh, they're wrecking after Bandio, the 5, the 86, Newton, and back up. Good job, Lee. Let's see what this aftermath was about. We know what Deal did. It's like Alkire just kind of tries to stay out of it. Newton's already around, so we got to go find the 5 cars incident here. So the rest of that was just trying to avoid. Oh, the 25 attack well gets Newton. I'm sure Quinn none too pleased about that. I don't know if that was beef or if that was just an accident. It looked kind of silly. Alright, William. So there's the stopped car on the outside that brings out the caution, Corey Deal. And then Ashton, yeah, just full sends into the corner. I don't think it was intentional. Just got to the back of the 5 car when the caution came out. Corey catches up to the field. Pace truck's heading off. We're getting set for a restart once again. Giglio tried to time it and Call-Off kind of lifted right when he did. Call-Off keeps the nose up there. We get a battle for the lead. I thought Blake might have snookered him and tried to clear. See some right front damage on that 16 car. See if Call-Off tries a crossover here. Couldn't quite get underneath him. Giglio goes to the point. Lucas Hoitzman now in 3rd. Cody Ernest back up to 4th. Ian Montrose, then Joey Brewer, Nathan Lafayette, Scott Elston, Harrison Whitehead. We have Damon Nagel, Ashton Tackwell, Kenny Frisbee, Quinn Newton 13th, Corey Deal 14th, and Chris Alkire. Everybody's still on the lead lap so far. Back up front it is Giglio, and here is Hoitzman trying to take away 2nd. Couple of black and red machines doing battle. Fort Worth Screen Printing Dirt Street Stock Series, opening week of a 15-week season. If you want to check out more on our leagues, go to dgsracing.com. All 11 of our leagues are posted up there, including the link to our Discord where you can come join us. And we have our 5th caution. I think that may have been Ashton Tackwell. This is involving Kenny Frisbee. Ashton gets a little too much rotation on the slick. Can't ever catch it. Kenny Frisbee nowhere to go. Collects them and up the hill they go. Quinn Newton just narrowly avoids getting tackwelled again. Looks like Kenny has decided enough was enough tonight. 11 machine has retired. Next season, 52 weeks. Sheesh. Joish. Blake has gotten the lead, and that spells danger for the rest of the field. See if anyone can slow down Mr. Giglio. Lucas gonna go up there. Ian gives Lucas a shot, which makes Lucas hit Giglio. Sure, they're in team communication, so Blake knows that wasn't Lucas doing that. See how Blake decides to get this restarted. Turns it down the hill, and Lucas trying to take away second from Call-Off. Briefly went 4 wide there. Here's some more banging against the wall a little further back, but everyone's still going, so we keep the camera up here. We got the top 5 going at it. The Ernest trying to take away third from Call-Off and does so. Then you have Montrose, Call-Off, Nagel, Brewer. And there's Whitehead, Lafayette, and Newton rounding out the top 10. And there's a little bit of trouble for Damon Nagel. He's going to slide down the hill right into Corey Deal, and the purple cars come together. We'll see if the caution comes out. So far it hasn't. Nobody went by to trigger the caution while the machine was sideways. So Blake Giglio, Lucas Hoisman, Cody Ernest now working the wall, trying to find some grip. Call-Off still at the bottom. Call-Off almost has him clear, but then the run you get off the top, the 88 just shoots back by. Montrose trying to work his way into the deal. Blake Giglio is driving away. Whitehead's up to 6th now. The 84 machine gained a few spots. Joey Brewer 7th now. Lafayette in 8th. There's Scott Elston. Then he's 5 and 6 bouncing off one another. And here comes Ashton Tackwell to 25. Can't believe Newton's able to get in the top 10 with a car that beat up. Tackwell gives him a push down the backstretch. Who's that battling? Call-Off and Elston now. Call-Off restarted up in the top 3, but he's going the wrong direction. 84. Whitehead trying to get past now Brewer machine. Up into the top 5 for that Ford. And 6th caution is out. I think Quinn Newton may have been the... Oh no, not again. Ashton Tackwell turns Quinn Newton again. Ashton Tackwell not having a good night. Quinn Newton had enough of Tackwell and has retired the 5 car. Unfortunate that the same car got him again. Now Blake and Lucas, teammates, are going to be on the front row for a restart. Bandio, Mr. 43. Let's check in on him. He's down in 12th. There he is. Just ahead of Ashton Tackwell. It's good to have Bandio back. Let's see if we can go quick driver interview. I know these cautions are very quick. Well, Blake, you're out front. What is your plan to hold on to it?
I don't know. I'll try not to crash.
I mean, that's pretty straightforward, and get a good restart, I guess, right?
That's right.
10-4, good luck.
Thanks.
Don't get a whole lot of time on interviews for these, because cautions are quick. But we had a few minutes. Thought we'd say hi. Blake, not the best of restarts here. Lucas going to try and fight him on the outside. Doesn't go all the way to the cushion. He kind of takes a middle line here. Keeps Ernest pinched down a little bit on exit. Ernest can't get out to the wall and get some speed up. Lucas trying to put the pressure on from behind. See if we can't get an onboard shot here from Cody Ernest. Then we get the caution right when we're going to do something fun. Whitehead, the 00, and the 86 of Nagel all around. The 00's battling Brewer, gets in there deep, tags the left rear of the 84, collects Elston and Nagel, so a couple of Gearheads teammates in that one. And then Lafayette trying to drive away, make a little more contact. Whitehead getting a rough introduction to SRL tonight. Hopefully he's still having fun. You're back under caution. Field cycles through. Remember, caution laps don't count, so the scoreboard does weird things under caution. Puts Allkire back up into the top 10 with those 3 cars going around and stopping. First race of the season, at least, yeah, always rough. Goes to Delta Prime, strikes forward. It's pretty funny. Blake laying back off the pace truck, try and get some space here. Pace truck's in. Green flag back out in the air. Blake gets the jump on Lucas as he took the top that time. Lucas going to wrap the bottom. You have Ernest and Montrose battle for third. Ernest almost cleared Montrose, but didn't quite go out to the wall. Thought better of it, didn't want to get turned, I'm sure. Now he's going to try and work on second place Lucas Weitzman here. Ernest going right through the middle. Pretty impressive line he's able to do there. Steve, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. Hope your Tuesday is going great. We're on the second of our dirt races here. And then we're heading over to Daytona in the Xfinity car, so welcome on in. Appreciate you. Side by side, this battle for second continues as Ernest is actually going to use that middle line and take it away from Lucas Weitzman. Now he has 12 laps to try and run down race leader Blake Giglio. Rather impressive line from Ernest there, right through the slick, able to take the lead. Well, the lead of the battle of second. Second place for Ernest. See if he can run down Giglio. Oh, we watch Corey Deal puts the 0-0 of Lafayette onto the pit lane. That's unfortunate. I think Corey Deal just blew up in the aftermath of that. Yeah, he did. He straight onto the outside wall and done blowed up the 6 car. No caution because nobody was back there to trigger that caution. There's Blake out in front. Cody Ernest trying to run him down. The gap right at 8/10 right now. And you have Hoytsman, Montrose, Brewer, Call-Off. Then you have Scott Elston and Whitehead battling for 7th. There's Damon Nagel right there in 9th. Ashton Tackwell, your last car in the top 10. Then you have Allkire and 0-0 Lafayette. Last 2 cars running, 11th and 12th. Started with 16, we're down to 12. Someone tagged the fence there. Top 6 cars relatively close together, all within a second of one another. Not too many side by side at the moment, but until we go back here, Elston, Whitehead, and Nagel, they're all putting on a good battle back here. Gap up front, not coming down. Still right at that 8/10. Elston and Nagel now battle. That's for the 8th spot between teammates. About the only battle we have that's side by side right now, but we do have Brewer catching Montrose. Keeping tabs on all of our gaps between drivers. That's the closest one we got here. Is that Ernest up all the way up into the wall trying to find some speed? It didn't work out for him. He's trying everything. He's actually losing ground now to Giglio. Laps winding down. They pass the lap machine of Allkire. Blake continues to lead. Montrose and Brewer really the only battle we have to show at the moment. Just 2 laps to go for Blake Giglio to lock up his first win of the season. Join Cody Ernest as winners so far in this 3rd season of our Dirt Street Stock Tour. Montrose encounters the lap machine of Allkire. Kind of had to alter his line, but Brewer not able to capitalize. Blake Giglio down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 for the final time here at Lanier tonight. Calm, cool, collected, brings it off the turn number 4 and picks up the win. Cody Ernest second. Lucas Hoytsman, your top 3. Montrose does hold off Brewer for that 4th spot. We'll get our top 3, some interviews here. Blake able to get it done. He gets 2 interviews since we interviewed him during the race too. See if he does his burnouts where he just parks it. Looks like we're parking it and then disappearing. Gonna make me do work and go find him again. How rude. How rude. There we go. Blake Giglio, your winner. See if we can get him here in the chat room. Blake, DG, you got a copy?
How's it going?
Well, you get your first winner square of the season. Has to feel good picking that up, coming from deep in the field for 40 laps, able to take the win there. What'd you do to get the win?
Yeah, it was just a race to the front, like I thought it was going to be. I just had no way to stay consistent. That's what I did. So, race to the front in these normally, times are just so equal. It's really hard to pass people later in the races, and I knew that was going to be the case tonight. So, good to get our first feature win of the year. Looking for another one tonight, and hopefully we can kick off some dominance here, starting with this one.
Were you worried at all when Cody Ernest was able to get around the outside of Hoytsman and take over second?
No. Unless there was a yellow, then I would have been a little worried. But the times are just too equal where it would have been really hard for him to pass me.
10-4. Well, congrats on the win. You got friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for us?
Yeah, obviously you for broadcasting, CTC, Low Drag, everyone that's on the car, M9 Performance, obviously, and looking forward to kicking off in the 680 series here in a little while.
10-4. Congrats on that win. Get on out of here and see if you can get in that Daytona race.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Then Blake up in the waiting room and move on to number 2. Cody, DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, sir, just 1 spot short of picking up that double feature win tonight. What did you maybe need to get up to Blake?
There was no way. It was just too slick. There was no way I would have been able to get around him unless I would have given him the bumper or something. I just so happened to get lucky to get around second place.
You know, I was really impressed with that pass you put on to get second place. So how did you know that would work?
I honestly didn't know. There was nothing I could do. The top wasn't working. And as you've probably seen, like 3 laps left, I was like, screw it, I'm going to go up top. And I just went straight up into the wall.
Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah. There was nothing up there to hold you. And it was either you're going to wall ride it if you even tried it. And I wasn't doing that. So. You know.
10-4. Well, congrats on the strong night tonight. You got the win in feature 1 and second feature 2. It's a good points tonight. You got the friends, family shout outs for us.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for putting us on again. Everyone over at TNT, Always Racing, and Flow Vision. And congrats to Blake on the win.
10-4. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you back here next week.
Yep. See you, man. Thank you.
Cody Ernest brings it home P2. Now we'll go find Lucas. I think he's down in his team chat. There he is. Luke, DG, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, sir, we brought it home P3 tonight. Did it kind of surprise you, that pass that cost you second?
Yeah, Blake was like, yeah, just make sure you run the bottom so you can block the bottom so you can't get around you. So I took that to heart. I was running down by the inside wall, and hindsight, I don't think that was the ideal line. And Cody ran the ideal line and went right around me. And he kind of showed me where the line was, so I kind of evened out after that. But no, those two, I don't think I would have had a chance for them anyway. And I think if Cody had gotten around me sooner on that restart or something like that, I think those two would have had battle for the lead. But no, it was so dang slick at the end of that thing. It was tough to pass or do really anything.
10-4. Strong run for you to finish third and on the podium. You got your friends, family, sponsor shout outs for your night.
Yeah, man, just 712 Breaks, Labor 12, you for doing the broadcasting, Damon and Scott for doing this. I love the Dirt Series. I almost forgot about it. I almost didn't make it, but thanks to you, I was able to get in here and race tonight. I had a lot of fun.
10-4. We appreciate you, my friend. Get on out of here and get ready for that Xfinity race.
Yes, sir. See you then.
As Lucas Hoytsman bringing it home in P3 here in feature number 2. And that is going to do it from Lanier tonight. Let's go ahead and round out our broadcast here. Get all these things closed up and out of the way so we can run through our results for feature number 2. There we go. Trevor Project doubleheader. This is the first leg of it with the 2 feature races here at Lanier on the dirt. Doesn't want to show our drivers. There we go. Blake Giglio getting win in feature 2. Cody Earn is second. Lucas Hoytsma brings it home in third. Then we had Ian Montrose holding off Joey Brewer there. That good battle they were having at the end. Henry Koloff, he led a little bit. Falls back to 6th by the end. Harrison Whitehead, welcome to SRL, finishes in 7th. Damon Nagel 8th. Scott Elston 9th. Ashton Tackwell had a bit of a rough night. Ends up in 10th. Then the last page, Nathan Lafayette, Chris Alkire, Corey Deal, Quinn Newton, Kenny Frisbee, and Will Asherbrenner. Thanks everyone for coming out for this one tonight. That's